everybody, this is your girl Z, and welcome to Ship Squad. This is the relationship show where we chronicle the difficult and hidden world of true-to-life relationships. Well, what's up, squad?
Hey.
How you be?
Hey.
Good. How you be? Dr. Hosea, how you be?
All good, no complaints, living good. I'm ready to talk about these relationships.
Okay, all right, Janine, how are you, sis?
I am fantastical.
Fantastical. You just made up a word.
I'm so good at to make up a new word. Yes.
All right.
I'm ready. All right,
and Pastor Arce, how you doing?
I'm fantastic. Ready for these questions. Ready to get into this. Let's go.
Okay. And everybody, remember to follow us on YouTube. Go over to Butterflies Entertainment on YouTube and follow us. And of course, we're going to have so many more videos uploaded, some trivial stuff. So come on over there, y'all. But guess what? We're going to start off with Message in a Bottle. Roll it. Message in a bottle. I can't sing. Now, y'all know I can't sing. Y'all just left me hanging. Okay. Y'all just left a sister hanging. No love. That's all right, though. That's all right, though. Okay, guys. First message. I'm so excited. So, you guys, tell me what you think. Okay, so dear Ship Squad, I'm getting married this summer to my dream man. I'm in full wedding planning mode, and he's being a good sport about it. He really just wants me to have the special day I've always dreamed about. And I can't wait to start our forever together. But I don't want to change my name. I'm in my 40s with an established career. Initially, my fiance was fine with my decision. Lately, not so much. Now, see, he changed his mind, y'all. I think his friends have been talking to him about being the head of the house and expressing their concern about him being the man. I don't want this to be a deal breaker, but why should I have to change my name? Girl. Anyway, I'll let them answer. Okay, Doctor. I want to start with Dr. Collins. Dr. Collins.
My question is, why doesn't she want to change her last name? She wants to get married to a man. She wants the two of them to become one. She's ready to merge into a unified union where they will now live as one body in Christ. Why does she have a problem unless she's not really ready to merge her identity with someone else? Like, I think his problem would be not even so much the name change per se, but the reasoning of why it's such an issue.
She said it. She said because she has an established career and, you know, she's in her 40s. She's not a 21-year-old, so she figures she has her name. She figures she got it going on, I'm assuming. And now
doesn't people do this all the time? Like, we've got Karen Clark Sheard.
Right. We do.
So,
you know,
okay, Janine.
This one, I don't want to say it's a trigger for me, but this one really hits close to home because I was 39 when I got married. So I had lived 39 years as Janine Atwood, and my career and my connections and my relationship and me just figuring out who I am as Janine Atwood, I established that. And so then entering into this union, leaving and cleaving, all of that stuff, and trying to wrap my mind around what does it mean to be a Baines? And I could hyphenate it, but then I'm the only one with that name, right? He's still just Baines. I'm Atwood Baines, and I went back and forth with it, and we talked about it. So it wasn't me making decisions in a vacuum. Something that was very important to me was to make sure that in his circle, for his peers, his family, etc., that he was always the man, not macho machismo stuff, but the man, especially because we have a 12-year age difference and I'm older. I didn't want him to look like my whipping boy, right? Like I just adopted a son instead of I have a husband. So trying to walk that fine line, I decided to be Janine Atwood Baines, but no hyphen. So I can write Janine Baines, etc. But for me, the thought of just waking up one day and having a completely different last name was a lot to swallow. I think if this was 100 years ago, back when people didn't finish school and they maybe went to 5th or 6th grade, they were married by 14, 15, starting a family, living down the road from their family, working the farm, etc. It's easier to, you've only been here 15 years, 16 years, take someone else's name. You get to your 40s and 50s, you are who you are, and you're tied to your family name. It's a lot to just shrug that off and say, okay, throw everything out the window. I'm such and such. It's a lot. But I do believe, and I'm sorry I'm being long-winded because I'm passionate about this. I do believe that the most important thing is whatever decision is made, it's made with the husband and wife. They need to be on the same page. If they're going to be one, they need to be in agreement about the name.
So, Janine, if Gary didn't like that, would that have been a deal breaker? If he just wanted you to be Janine Baines, would that have been a deal breaker in your marriage before you got married?
For me?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No. Okay. I think earlier in my life, that would have been a deal breaker because I had all kinds of issues with submission and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. But as much as it took for us to come together, I knew that God was all over it. And I knew that whatever issues I had with anything about marriage, name, where we live, anything, I knew God would take care of it. Now, I might have been uncomfortable. I might have been frustrated, but I would have been willing to work through that. And I would have found a way to make sure that Janine Atwood didn't get lost in becoming Janine Baines. And I think that could be what some people are afraid of. Because imagine, guys, if you all of a sudden at 40 had to drop your last name.
I'll let Rick respond before I chime back in.
Well, married for 25 years now, going on 26 this year. When that conversation came up, my wife asked, hey, do you mind if I hyphenate, my last name and so forth, and our last name? I said, no, not having it. It was a deal breaker for me. Like, no,
oh my God,
you're taking my last name. Yeah, no, and I'm not being funny. This is exactly what was going to happen. Yeah, so first of all, my last name is Awesome, and your first name is Awesome. So let's put them together. Colette Arce, she sounds that she's from France. Yeah, we weren't playing. Yeah, and
I want to say something to that. When my wife takes on my last name,
yes, sir,
willingly, that creates a responsibility in me.
Yes, sir.
That makes me want to cover her.
Yeah.
I got you. You're taking my name.
Yes.
I see that as you recognizing me as a leader that's capable of covering you, and I'm not going to let you down. I want to protect you. I want to provide for you. I want to cover you in every sense of the word.
Yep.
From this moment on, I got you. You are my responsibility, and I will not allow you to fail.
That's one of the key things
to me.
That's one of the key things that is you hit it on the nose, Pastor, that we as men, is not so much pride, it's we're taking you as our bride. We're taking the responsibility for you, that no longer are you under your father anymore.
Right.
You have my last name. So they're taking a responsibility. That's what you're saying to her and the world, that she's mine.
Right.
I'm laughing. My dad never stopped calling me Zondra Wilson, but I hear you.
Let me go a little deeper.
Go ahead, sir.
Watch this. Pastor Rick is exactly right about taking the place of their father. Think about this. The Bible says, husbands,
Yes, sir.
His father and mother cleave to his wife. It never tells wife
Never
to leave father. Let me explain. She doesn't really leave father. She replaces him.
Right.
See, when I married, when I stood there to give away my daughter's hand in marriage, the preacher asked the question, who gives this bride away in marriage? I said, I do. I took her hand and put it in the hands of her husband.
Yes, sir.
Because what I was saying, what used to be my job
is now your job.
Now your job. See, as a real husband, biblically, I'm my wife's father. Now, I don't know incestual way. I'm talking about spiritually as it relates to the role of a father.
Yeah.
See, and when she's like, no, I don't want your name. I'm good. I got mine. What distinguishes you from every girlfriend I just had?
Yes, sir. Yes,
What separate? What puts you in a different bracket as it relates to how I view you and the responsibility I take for you?
And let me add that to that.
I do have a question.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
So everything you said, Pastor Jose, are you saying you cannot do that if the wife doesn't take your last name?
Because of the reasoning. See, the key is the reasoning.
Okay.
My question to her is why. It's not the what. It's the why. Like, what does that why say? Does that why say because you don't trust me enough to lose a part of your identity in me? Dude, like what's that reasoning? Because now I'm thinking about how this is going to affect my leadership as where I'm trying to take you and what I'm trying to do. I'm not a dictator, but I do believe in leadership.
Yes, sir.
And as a husband, I'm trying to be your leader, not your dictator. We're going to talk. We're going to discuss. We're going to make decisions together. I'm not going to be out here doing things in a vacuum. But the fact that you respect me as your leader, that buy-in for me is so much critical. There is nothing I won't do for you. But when I see you as separate from me, like there's not a full buy-in, that changes my view.
How many people think like that, though? How many brothers that you run across have that? Now, the way you broke it down, it makes perfect sense. Right. How many brothers sit up there and say all that? So and that's the problem.
Especially when women are getting married later in life. Like I said before, when you were 15, 16, wasn't anything to leave one farm, move down the road to the next farm, set up shop with your husband and go for it. But you're 39, 40, you have all your 50. Stuff, all your ducks in a row. It's a lot to wrap your mind around. Okay, I'm just going to let go of all of that because this is what we're doing now. And I can't speak for all of us, certainly. I know there was a time where I felt like going from my father to a husband in terms of the name, it was like, okay, I'm property. And not in a positive way. I'm like, okay, who owns Janine now?
Wow.
Okay, we're just gonna, you just take me, put your stamp on me. Like, what about me? What about who I am? What about me trying to find myself and establish myself and figure out who I am? And you just get to come along, put a ring on it, and whoop, new name.
Well, let me jump in here real quick and just say this. When we do marriage counseling, the wife takes on the identity of the husband.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that identity?
Okay. When it comes down, she leaves her under her father's umbrella.
Understand that.
She comes under her husband's umbrella.
Understand that.
The identity speaking, let it be metaphorically, of course, we're talking about last names. It's not so much that she's losing her identity. The two shall become one.
Right.
The two shall become one. He is leading the marriage. I know this is old school and rough for a lot of people, but this is, if we're talking Bible.
Right.
And the Bible can be rough. So
this is how it works. So my point when it comes down to
get
the
God the
identity
side
part,
eye.
yeah, the identity part.
Okay.
She's submitting herself. Listen, under her husband. Remember, we talked about this. It's never in the Word of God where a woman is supposed to love her husband.
Respect him.
Mm-hmm.
Men look for respect.
Yeah.
Women look for love.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Think
Okay.
about it this way. Allow me to give this metaphor. Think of a merger. How two companies merge.
Yes, sir.
One name is dropped. Now, in that merger, and this is where people, a lot of things are miscombobulated with marriage because people don't really understand the purpose in most cases. This is supposed to be part of the deciding factor of who you marry.
Yes, sir.
Because
Right.
this man should have a vision from God
Say that.
for his life
Yes,
as
sir.
it relates to his destiny.
That's right.
Now, when she meets him, if his vision does not match her passion, giftedness, and desires, that ain't your husband.
Say that.
There's no merger there because together you are to complete God's assignment for your lives.
Yes, sir.
This is what I get with that, Pastor. I hear you. And that's why we were talking in our pre-production meeting about the people knowing that before they get together. Most people, they join whatever you're doing. Like my thing has always been marriage and family. Yeah. Always have been. So some people, they haven't been on marriage and family, or they haven't been like some of the guys that I've talked to, right? I'm like, so what is your, I did the stuff that you gave me. When I say 99% of them brothers didn't know, they didn't have a vision. They didn't have a purpose. Yeah. They didn't have, so I know then they were not for me. So my point is that with all of these men who are supposed to be the leaders, it would be simple.
Let me answer it for you. In the Bible, Genesis 1, God had gave Adam his presence before woman. Right. He had given Adam responsibility before woman. Yes, he had given Adam vision before woman. Yes, he had given Adam work before woman.
Right.
Adam had all of this before he ever met a woman. Then God said, it is not good for man to be alone. I will make him an helpmeet. And help meet. There got to be something to help you meet. You don't need a help meet if you ain't got nothing to help meet. Now,
all right.
Now let's reverse engineer that. You meet a man, he has not God's presence. He has no responsibility. He has no vision for his life. He has no work or godly assignment. It is good for that man to be alone.
Well, then you looking at 90. What's the percentage, Janine? What is the and you guys know that? What's the percentage? I'm telling you,
that's good. How many of us, men and women, have been in relationships? Could be in some now, where instinctively, intuitively, we knew those things. Maybe we couldn't list them out. But the other little voices chimed in and they were louder and they said, ignore that, go for it. Doesn't matter. Oh, they have potential. Oh, it'll work out. It'll be okay. You know, that's not going to be a big deal, even though it's a big deal now. In getting back to the letter, in order to submit in the fullness of what God means by submit, you can only do that with someone that has their head screwed on. Right.
That's what I was saying. And
you can only do that with someone who has their relationship right with God, because you know that in everything they're going to go to the throne first. And we are trying to have relationships with knuckleheads.
But that's what I'm saying, Janine, the percentage. We say all of this stuff sounds so good when we're on this show. Pastor, you laid it out. It was sounded so good. It was so pretty. It was so pretty.
Yes.
But okay, where's that? That's why I said when we going back to and I feel you, Janine, on the name change. Being a divorcee, I did switch my name to Jackson. when I was married. I didn't want to because of the same issues, the same things that you talked about. I'm like, I'm a news reporter and I didn't want to, so my what was wrong. My what was jacked up. And so, but I did to submit, but I realized when you mentioned about respect. So it goes back to, we laying all this stuff out ahead of time, which goes back to premarital counseling. But how many people are doing it? That's why I said, how many people are doing this, what we need to be done?
That's just saying how many people are living life God's way. Not most.
Yeah, right. So I guess that's why y'all need to stay tuned
together in. Is not going to look much different than are we living our lives God's way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can say now when I look at Gary, I am honored to have his name.
Amen.
It is something very special to me that out of all the choices he had, he saw me and said, you are the one. Mm-hmm. You are my rib. I'm going to give you my name. Took me a while to get there. That wasn't immediate. And I had some knuckleheads in the equation along the way. Thank goodness God saved me from myself.
Yeah.
But I was not in a position to submit. I thought that was a dirty word.
Come on. If we have time, we'll talk about that later.
That's something awesome you said, Janine. I want to reiterate what you said. That was really awesome. And I think you flip the coin and show the other side of it. Yes, a woman sacrificing her name, right? That is a big sacrifice. I hear you loud and clear on that. And it should be taken as such. But at the same time, what you just brought out then, the man is sacrificing his name to share it with someone he believes that's worthy. So that's a two-way street in that regard. Because I don't want anybody to wear my name. That's personal.
Man, these brothers don't care. They ain't that deep. We're gonna all of this. They're watching the show like this. They're watching the show. Listen to this. You come to Leroy, come here. Listen to this.
That's funny.
Ain't about to do all. They are not that deep.
Zondra, I feel you. And Pastor Hosea, as Zondra said, you made it sound pretty. Pastor Rick, you made it sound pretty. How many people are enlightened enough and articulate enough to put it out there like that?
I think because we're in a society now that is, they don't know how to have relationships. Hence why this show is available, to those who don't know how to have healthy relationships. I think the main thing is not an example before them. We had, some people, personally, I had people around me who showed me how to be married. And I wasn't afraid to go to those brothers and say, hey, what do I do with this? And even now, we bounce things off one another. And I stress to you, I think that is the issue. That is not before them. Our generation had that example. This generation doesn't have it necessarily because, again, when you have over 50% now,
right,
50% of the church are getting divorced.
The church, right?
The church, not the world. The church,
right?
There's a problem, and I think there lies the issue right there. That it's not before them at all.
But your men are the leaders, and I think that's what a lot of women say. Okay, the guys, you're the leaders. You're supposed, like what pastors say. God started with Adam. All of these things. So to me, if you come across a premarital couple and you're talking to him and he don't have any of that in place, do you continue with that premarital counseling? Or do you send them back and say, look, you got some more stuff you need to do?
That is a wonderful question. Me personally, I put it on ice because, when you have those moments where sometimes we'll have the couples meet with them individually. Mm-hmm. And I'll say, hey, man, you have to get this together, man.
Yeah.
If you want to have a successful marriage, you want your wife to respect you. on certain levels, and that's just real talk.
And I will work.
They'll tolerate them.
I'm gonna give you the last call, Pastor.
I
This
work
has
with
been good,
any
y'all.
premarital couple that's coachable, that's teachable.
That's
See,
Yes,
that's
sir.
the key. Because
good.
there's a difference between a heart problem and a head problem. See, when I'm dealing with somebody with a heart problem, I can't do nothing for you. God got to deal with you. I pray for you.
Yes, sir.
But if you have a head problem, that just means you lack knowledge. I can teach you what you don't know if you work and learn and grow.
Right. Okay, that's good. This is
Talk about
good.
this.
Okay, we can go on and on and
On
on.
and
Hopefully, we
on.
can get through all these letters before our next segment. Okay, here's the second letter. My girl and I have been together for 5 years. Ooh, this is good. Married for 2. We have a 4-year-old daughter and 18-month-old son. I love my wife, but I'm not in love with her. Don't think I ever was. But why did you marry? Okay, let me read the letter. By the time I realized that she was pregnant, I don't want to hurt her, but I don't want to stay. I'm a good father and I will be there for my kids. I just want out. Real letter, y'all. Real letter. So what do you tell this brother?
He full of crap.
Yeah.
He full of crap. He full of crap.
Can't say the other word.
Explain
but
it.
yeah,
Explain
absolutely.
it. I mean, why is he full
He
of
don't know what love is. I don't think I was ever in love. You don't even know what that is. You've been with this woman for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Don't come to me after 5 years talking about I don't think I was ever in love. You done made 2 babies over 5 years. And now because you see the grass look greener,
That's it.
or you want something else in life,
Yeah.
or you done got bored.
Her body pretty much is not up to par anymore because
you didn't put
And
2
he
babies
is
in her,
probably
so
ain't
she ain't
either.
as fine as she used to be. He's full of crap.
Yeah. Go ahead, Pastor.
Man, you go
Get
ahead.
mad. Get
I need to
mad.
cool down first.
I mean, on the flip side,
It's a real letter.
what
y'all.
about
real
the
letter?
woman that's in that situation? She has given this man 2 kids, and now either he said, "I don't love you. I don't think I ever did," or
And I've heard,
his actions are showing that. What we
Why
know
would
God
she wanna
doesn't like divorce. What do you do with that? Do you
Come
stay
on, answer.
and be mistreated? You can pray till the cows come home. We have free will. So if the brother doesn't want to be there,
Come on now.
what do you
Come
do?
on.
He doesn't deserve her.
Right. He doesn't. And I think a lot of people unfortunately think love is, of course, we know it thinks it's the feeling, it's the chemicals.
Thank you.
It's the chemicals, it's the oxytocin or the dopamines, whatever. They think that's love. And the fact of the matter is, once 6 months, however months it wears off, now the real definition of love comes in, which is sacrifice.
Come on.
Which is being there when you cannot drive past the house.
Come on.
That's what we're talking about. Yeah.
Commitment.
You can't drive past the house.
Right.
You got to show up.
Come on.
It's a verb.
Right.
Yeah. When you
Action
don't feel
word.
like being married.
Action
When you
word.
don't feel like talking to her and vice versa. Yeah. You sacrifice that.
But
That's
Pastor, if you got a situation and I'm telling you now, I don't know if let me say this as a disclaimer. I've heard so many brothers say this, but I don't know if it's because he just wanted to get in the girl pants. You know what I'm saying? Just telling her, I don't even know, sisters. I don't know why you guys even fall for this. But if he is saying that he's with this woman, I'm with my wife, I don't love her, I'm just there for the kids and all. Negro, if you don't sit down somewhere, like, what do you do with that? Even as the woman, what do you do with that?
I need to dog him out a little bit more. Wait a minute. Here's the problem.
Get him, Pastor.
He thinks love is something you're given. It's something you give.
Yes,
Come
sir.
on
Say
now.
Love is something you do. And the reason you don't feel the love there, because you ain't putting nothing in the account. How you gonna keep making withdrawals and you ain't making no deposits?
That's it.
The moment you think the grass look greener, that means it's time to water your own lawn.
Ooh, come on now.
He doesn't have much of a relationship with her because he's placed no investment in her.
Yes,
you
sir.
may be invested in the kids, but you ain't invested in their mama. And the best thing you can do to any children is to love their mama.
That's it.
Hey, Lolo, come listen to this. Come listen to this. Come over here.
Ooh, this is good. This is
Man,
good.
tripping. Tripping.
This is good.
This is very good. I'm telling you, that's what the brother's doing.
I feel bad for the kids.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the kids
Because they're seeing all
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
And
They're
they think that is
experiencing that
normal.
Yeah.
They
And
think
divorce
that
is
normal.
inevitable. It's just going to happen.
Yeah.
What if she gives it willingly or he just leaves?
Right.
It's going to happen.
It's just all right. Let's move on.
And my prayer for him is that he doesn't continue this hit and run lifestyle.
Yeah, because he's probably already cheating on her.
Mhm.
Someone that's thinking like that, that's probably why he went out.
Because
Mhm.
he feels bad about what he's doing.
Yeah. And he feels that
All
the
right.
side piece is better for whatever reason.
Oh, go look. Bye.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. And her, you got her out, baby girl. Whatever your name
Yeah,
is,
but
whoever you are, you have it out because you do not have to tolerate someone that tells you they don't even love you and don't know if they ever did. Let them remind them of what life was like before you.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
It goes back to her self-esteem, though. You know what I'm saying? And that's why guys, you have got to, we have to learn this stuff before we marry again. All right, guys, here's the third letter.
Ooh, goodness.
I recently remarried after being single for over 10 years. My first marriage was great, or so I thought, until I found out he was cheating on me with one of his coworkers. I threw him out and he cleaned me out. Now I know of someone. I swore that I would never have a joint account again. Fast forward, I met my now husband and we hit it off immediately. This is his first marriage and he's very much a traditionalist. Because I love him, I agreed to have a joint account. However, I went cold turkey when it came to combining resources and secretly kept some of the money in another account. I'm not planning to divorce him. I just don't ever want to be in that position again. Can I keep my special account and do I have to tell him about it? Let me say this. The old school women from the church, they all say not all, but a lot of them say have another account. I'm just going to throw that on out there. They'll say, yeah, they'll sit up and yeah. But on the side, girl, make sure you have some money in another account. So go.
See, the problem with this is the deception. It's not the account. It's the deception. If that needs to be open, hey, we got our account and you got your account and I got my account. If they're going to work it that way, like, should they or shouldn't they? That's to each his own. But
he doesn't want it. That's what I'm saying. So if he doesn't want it and she does, so now what?
He doesn't want her to have another account, or he doesn't want to have another account.
He doesn't want her. She said he's a traditionalist, so he wants all of this stuff to be.
When
in
does
one account.
traditionalist mean you don't have another account?
Well, he doesn't want her to have another account.
That's what it sounds like.
He does not want
everything to be. Junk.
Yeah, I know of a couple of couples like that.
No, but I'm saying, where's that? Like, he don't have another account.
We don't know exactly.
Exactly. Oh, we can go with what they're saying.
Let me say this. Here's my concern. And to be transparent, Gary and I, we kept our own accounts and we put each other on our accounts. Right. And we talked about, okay, we're going to pay rent out of this one, utilities out of this one, and we're fine with that. So either one of us could go into the bank and do whatever we needed to do because we put each other on our accounts. We don't have any separate special accounts, anything like that.
No money in the mattress.
One of the reasons that we like to have our own stuff is because we like to surprise each other.
Right.
A lot. Big things, little things. And so we don't want the notification coming through about a purchase or something because it's a surprise. But that's us. Again, it comes down to communication. What my big concern is, there are so many women, young, old, and in between, that leave everything to the man. And if something happens to the man, whether he passes away or there's divorce, separation, whatever, they don't know how to write a check. They don't know how to pay the utilities. They don't know where the insurance of it. These women don't know how to do anything, how to pay anything, where the accounts are. They don't know balances. They don't know anything.
Right.
And they are helpless and they are lost. So whatever you decide to do, joint accounts, joining separate accounts, men and women, you have to sit down with your spouse and talk about your business. No one should be in the dark about any of that. I'm talking account numbers, passwords, insurance policies, everything.
That's all I'm saying.
I agree.
It's the lie. And if she keeps this up, her second marriage gonna end up like her first one. Because it's coming out. Oh, he's gonna find out.
Yeah.
It's coming. What's done in darkness will eventually come to light. And when it does, be ready to pay the price.
Yeah, that sister.
Look, you'll go paperless thinking no, nothing is coming to the house, and there'll be a glitch and send you a statement for your account.
There you go.
And it'll be like, what is this?
I'll say this. Women have a keen spirit, nose, whatever for money. I can't keep money away from my wife. No, that's not happening.
Before we end this segment, we're going to go into Janine's tips. Quick. Now, this is something that came up. Okay, when you're older and you have established a home, house, bank account, So, and I know it's up to the couples, but a lot of women have children and they want their kids to get their property and get their stuff and and the guy has kids, right? So they're like, no, I want my kids. I don't want to share what I've, established for the last 40, 50 years. And these are usually with second marriages and later they don't say it. We know it amongst the sister friends with the other side. So I don't know. Is that wrong? I mean,
well, why didn't you establish that before you got remarried? Why didn't you put all this up in the trust or whatever you need to do before you got remarried?
That's good. I'll ask them. Pastor said, why didn't you just do this before you got married? That's a great question. That's a great question.
Put it in the trust. You want them to have the house?
We need financial planning. We need estate planning. There are far too many of us leaving here, and then the ones left behind are doing a GoFundMe campaign.
Okay.
And it's heartbreaking how many of us are in those situations because we are not prepared to live and we are even less prepared to die. And it costs money to die. Let's just put that out there.
Yeah, it does.
It costs money to die.
I think it's
dying is very expensive.
It's very intuitive right now that maybe you should start including that a part of premarital counseling. Yeah. Because
there we go.
Yeah, because that's vitally important. If I had known what I know now, 25 years ago, it would be well off. But I was going to allude to something earlier where the separate accounts, we had to come to the conclusion I was not the money handler because we would be in the streets because I'm giving money away. So what my wife did, we have a joint account.
Bank, Janine. He's the bank.
I had to sit there, whatever needs to go in, and I get my little allowance. That's just how we work. Every marriage is different. Sometimes the husband's better. Let it be investing. I'm a good investor. She knows how to take care of the bills. She's very, focused on that. So my point is that, to every marriage is different. He or she may be great with the finances. You want to give it over to them. Please give it over to them. If not, you're going to be homeless, sir. You're going to be homeless.
That's good. Your ego is not in the way. I love it. Okay, guys.
And I think she's the bank, and he may be like the check cashing.
Cashing.
Turns over quickly.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on to our next segment. This was good. This was so good. So now we're going to move into some relationship tips. Now I know
Okay.
everybody, you guys are like, well, what are they gonna say that's different? Like I've heard this over and over and over again. But guess what? We do have some stuff. We have a little spin on some of the stuff that we're gonna talk about. So okay, let's go.
What we got, Janine?
Okay, so y'all know I love tips. Y'all know I love to find tips, right? Because some of them are really good and some of them are for the birds. So let's see. Okay, so this is advice that everyone in a new relationship absolutely needs to hear. Okay. Mm-hmm. The first one, I like this one. Keep the past in the past.
Okay, explain that one.
So that is when I think let's say you're out to dinner and you're going on and on about what the last boyfriend did.
Gotcha.
Or what the last girlfriend did.
That's good. Okay.
Can
you ask about? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You weigh in. Yeah, absolutely. Please. Dr. Collins.
Okay. Here is my thing with that. In some cases, yes. Some cases, no. Let me explain.
Yes, thank you.
See?
Yes, sir.
See? Why are you laughing?
If there's something in your past,
yes, sir,
that could come to surface,
yes,
and hinder your present,
say that.
Example.
You better tell them now.
Example.
Okay.
Give me an example.
That's fair.
If you used to be a porn star,
talk to me.
Before the dude at my job come telling me, I think I seen your wife on a video last night. I better have known that from you.
Yeah.
But how much is you supposed to reveal? Like,
did you hear what I just said?
I know, but everybody has stuff that
anything. You may need to. Anything that Satan
yes, sir,
can use to bring you to a potential early divorce, it's always better if you heard it from your spouse's mouth. Even if you hear it later in the streets, the fact that you can say, no, we talked about that. That helps so much.
True story.
You sound so passionate about that, Pastor.
Okay, that's good.
Well, I'm big on it. Don't have me get no bombshell from somebody who made it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
All right,
no,
Pastor Arce.
And you know what?
I'm sorry.
To your point, Pastor Hosea, the only way you're going to, I think, determine if this is someone you should be with anyway, they need to be able to handle you in all your fullness and glory.
Yeah.
Good, bad, and ugly. They need to be able to handle
all your body counts.
If you can't handle my past, you ain't qualified for my future.
Yeah.
But so I've heard both things, because I've said I would want to know partners and all that from the past. So some people are like, no, that's in the past. You don't be bringing that up, who I've been with and stuff like things.
But do you understand what I'm saying? I didn't tell you you got to give you a list of partners.
No, I know that, but you're saying
if it's something,
right?
Maybe they don't think it's something
like another way that could cause you horrific problems.
Yeah.
They need to hear that from you.
But
and
you
they
won't
need to
know
hear
it though.
Hold on. They need to hear it in a timely fashion.
That part.
Right. And not because you saw a post, so you're trying to race against the clock.
Right. There you go.
Spit it all out before they check.
Right.
And that's one of the biggest mistakes right there in a lot of it. You have to know, just know what to say. And that's what I'm saying. The trust factor comes in.
What I'm getting at, one of the things that came up, and I've had this because I teach, marriage and the single lady, where some women, let's say an example, have had multiple abortions when they were younger, so they can't conceive later, and the guy doesn't know that, so she's not telling that, not thinking that she didn't know that would be an issue, right? And or some people that may have been molested or raped when they were younger. Right. And then they don't then reveal that because they don't think that that's why I think the premarital counseling, which I don't know, what's going on in premarital counseling, is so important, because they don't bring that up to their mates. So I've always said, I'm just telling everything, whether you want to hear it or not.
No, I know, but see, that lays the problem in some way.
Why? For me,
men don't want to hear all that right up front.
No, I said no before I marry him. Before we, because there's different sections, right? I'm not gonna go on the first date and tell him
New relationships.
It's just relationship advice, I thought.
New.
Oh, okay.
Relationship.
Okay, what constitutes
that does
new?
change.
Let me ask, what constitutes
that
new?
changes things. New relationship, it ain't your business.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't even know if you like me yet.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't need to add all my past.
So I
stress the timing of it if you're going to do it.
Got you.
Relationship.
Got you, sis.
That's different.
Deaf. I was deaf.
Okay,
there.
so
what constitutes new?
That was a trigger. Okay.
What constitutes new, Janine?
Wait a minute. Okay,
before we go forward, what constitutes new? Because that's going to help me with my responses. What's new?
I would say that up to 6 months.
Oh, okay. Oh,
yeah.
Wait a minute.
I would say new is I don't even know if I want to be with you yet.
But why you going out with me then? Why you dating me then?
Wait, say that again, Pastor Jose.
I would say new is when I don't even know if I want to be with you like that yet. I'm still figuring that out.
Right.
Like, is this something that I see going somewhere? What stage are we in the relationship?
There you go.
We're in the first
how long?
season.
But
that's different for different people. Everything ain't black and white that I can put a timestamp to.
Right.
You're gonna think something is new, and I may think it's old. There lies the problem.
Know the person you're with. That's why you're getting to know them.
So let's say, for the sake of this conversation here.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. 6 months.
Okay.
Right?
Well, that's
6 months gives you time to let some things wear off, and you start to peel back the layers of the onion and start to see the real person. You've probably been around friends, a little bit of family. You've been to a couple of holidays, some gatherings. So you should start to have enough intel to put together a real picture.
That trust factor. That trust factor.
Okay. So the next
tip,
one,
please. Next tip,
one,
please.
And I touched on this a little bit. Don't make comparisons.
Oh.
Meaning, if such and such was such the bomb diggity, how come you're not still with her? How come you're not still with her?
Yeah,
let that person be who they are.
We're not dating anymore.
Right? And no one needs to hear, and not just someone that you were with previously, but your friend's boyfriend or your cousin's girlfriend or your sibling spouses. Nobody needs to hear about how amazing and wonderful they are and what they've done. And,
you should have stayed with them. Yeah. Because I'm amazing.
That's
amazing
their
now.
Relationship. And you know what? How many times do things look pretty from the outside looking in, and then you're on social media and you notice that person has dropped their last name. They have changed their relationship status.
Really?
Hey, can I tell a story about that?
You must have some
story about that. Me and my great late wife, Precious, we were somewhere in the town she used to live in, and there's a boat launch. And we ran into we ran into the mall. We was in the mall. I remember we was in the mall, and it's a couple we knew from another church that we would visit sometimes. And we was watching them holding hands and walking together and eating ice cream. And Precious was like, "Oh my God, look at them! That's what I want us to have. Why can't we do like that? Oh my God, look at that."
Yeah, why can't you?
And we spoke, and hey, how y'all doing? All that. And she just talked about it for about 2-3 days. Oh my God, we're so in love. About 2 weeks later, we were at this boat launch in the town she's from. And we saw him with another woman
doing the same
on the
thing.
paddle boats. Going around there so romantic. I say, oh my God.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You did that. You hurt her feelings.
We found out later they were already separated. They had already filed for a divorce when we saw them in the mall, that was
When
just
they were
them
sharing ice cream.
one last shot, I guess. I don't know what that was about. But that's why you can't make comparisons. To your point. You don't know what's going on inside that story.
You do not.
Stay on your side of the fence.
Please.
Because there might be manure on the other side. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Overall, next point.
Yes. Okay. Next one. Look at actions more than words.
My mother taught me that. Agreed 100%. My mom taught me that. I don't care what he's saying. What is he doing, Zondra?
What are they doing?
Yeah.
Now, this reminds me of love languages, which I think is valid.
It's very valid.
Right. So you also need to know, are you the person that needs to hear it? Or are you with someone who needs to hear it? Because that, even though it's a new relationship, hopefully it's not just for the heck of it. You're trying to see if maybe this could be a lifelong partner, right?
Right.
So you also want to position yourself to give that person what they need the way that they need it.
That's good.
Right?
That's good.
So
That's
even if I don't need words, if Gary needs words, Gary's going to get words.
Yeah.
Right. That's powerful.
Right.
I didn't even know and understand love languages. I didn't, and does everybody, I'm sure you guys already know your love language, but I didn't know because I was trying to give someone my love language and they weren't receiving it and I didn't understand it. And then they were wanting stuff from me. Mine is acts of service. So when you do something for me, I love you to death. Love you to death.
Yeah, no, it's important. I had to learn that with my wife. It's like she's action.
I got you.
Yeah. All this I love you, show me. Show me, sir. Yeah.
Another thing that's critical about actions are the number one thing that allows you to create a realistic expectation of a person.
Yeah.
See, disappointment is the result of false expectations.
Yeah.
Oftentimes we're being disappointed because we're expecting what we want.
Yes, sir.
As opposed to paying attention to the pattern they've been giving you.
Yeah.
Because if you really check the pattern, you'll know what to expect.
Yep.
Watch this. Let's play a little game. Everybody, all of y'all watching at home, let's play this game. It's called fill in the blank. I'm going to name 3 things. You fill in the blank. Ready? Here we go. 5, 10, 15.
20. I know I'm not
2,
at home, but
4, 6.
8.
1, 2, 3, 4. All of you scored 100, and I never told you what was coming next. How did you know what to expect? You just followed the pattern. If I would have said 1, 2, 3, and you say 14, I'd be like, what the heck is wrong with you? Why on earth would you think 14 was coming next?
Yes,
Let me tell you why people do that. Because I want 14.
Oh, wow.
That's what we do. We create an expectation out of what we want, not what they've shown.
Yes, sir.
Come on now. Oh, this is so good.
This is good for premarital counseling.
Yes. Oh, this is good.
Wow. This is very good.
Okay.
We feel bumps.
Okay, the next one. We got to keep going. This is so good. Be vulnerable, even if you're afraid.
No,
so Zondra, this struck a nerve. Why don't you dig into that for us?
Be vulnerable. Not within the first 6 months.
Yes.
In the first 6 months?
Yes.
Am I alone here?
I'll tell you why.
Pastor Rick.
Don't look at me. Listen, it's important that you do build the trust factor. We go right back to that. Without the trust factor, you cannot have any healthy relationship.
Who said that?
Be vulnerable. And specifically, and listen to my brothers out there, not just, I know the women are addressing this, but for my brothers out there, the key thing is, as far as you being vulnerable, and to the ladies, understanding that it's going to take them time to open up in certain areas. Don't force it. Remember, he's not your best friend. You say it, but he's not your best friend. Don't make him your best friend. he is a candidate to be your husband. Now, yeah, you can figuratively say, yeah, we build upon the relationship and he becomes that friend for say. But the trust factor is going to be the key here. And especially for you, Ms. Z, is that 6 months, you want to make sure, if anything, that you're trying to get to that vulnerability. Building upon that.
I don't, maybe because my black and white personality, what does that look like when you're saying vulnerable? Talk to me.
So here's one. I had some health issues. Gary and I got together October 21st, 2008. Fast forward to February 2009, I had some health issues that I had to deal with. And I was afraid to share that with him, but I did. And that could have cost us the relationship. But I remember talking to his mother, and she is the best mother in love ever. And she said, and she's a woman of God, and she said to me, look, my son's going to be okay. But even if he's not, you're going to be okay. Wow. And if he's not okay, then he's not the one.
Come on now.
That's good.
Life will just get more and more challenging. There will be other obstacles that are coming. But she said, you stand up in that thing. If he's the one, he will come alongside you and walk with you. If he can't handle it, he is not the one.
That's what I'm talking about.
And that's what she said about her son.
Yeah.
See, that's what vulnerability does. Vulnerability reveals to you who you're with. Yeah. That's when you really see them.
Yeah.
And you got to be willing to open yourself up for the truth to be exposed.
And there are times you don't even have to open yourself up.
How do you know when? Well, see, that's the
there are times that you won't have to necessarily have to say anything. Sometimes life circumstances happen.
Exactly.
And then and I give you a good example of this. When I was dating Mrs. Darce, we were 6 months in, and I'm feeling it. I said, Lord, if she's the one, show me. I lost my job. I lost my apartment. I was broke. I just spent all my money on the Christmas gift. And we sat down together, and she knew my situation. I had to find my own apartment. It was just crazy. My roommate was moving out the whole 9 yards. And I'm sitting there like, Lord, maybe she isn't the one. We sat down, and she said this. And at my vulnerability, she knew my situation. I said to her, I don't know what I'm going to do. She says to me, what's the plan?
Yes.
That did something in me. Yes. Never did she say, I'm going to take care of you. Never she said,
I know that's right, Colette.
Never she said that pretty much don't worry about it, A, B, and C. None of that. What's the plan? She saw me in my vulnerability.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it encouraged me to push forward because I was able at that. She saw it. She saw it. There was nothing she could sit there and said, pull out of me. It was there.
That's good.
I had nothing.
Yeah.
That's good.
And my point is, sometimes life will happen.
Life will. See, that's what you got to understand, Zondra. God is going to be God.
Yes, sir.
You just got to not resist it when he creates the opportunity for it. You ain't got to figure out when to be vulnerable.
Yes, sir.
Life will help you. But some people don't choose to do it. They hide from it.
Yeah.
I know, but I didn't know I had to share with my new boo. I didn't know
with your new boo, I'm telling you over and over again, Pastor Hosea can testify to this. There's sometimes things will happen that to prove to you if that person's going to be there or not. Absolutely. And how they react, which is even better, how they react in your situation or when bad things happen. Are they getting angry? Are they cussing?
Right.
Are they pretty much pushing back from you? Are they leaving you? Then you know. Right. And now you can sit there and make a decision. Intel. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
That's important.
I love it.
Okay, next point.
Great.
Okay, next one.
How many more you got, Janine?
Oh, yeah, we might need to put a pin in
it. Let's do one more, then we can pick up another time. One more.
Don't embellish the truth or brag.
Don't do it. Yeah. Don't do it.
I agree.
I agree. Don't do it.
In any place in your life, don't do it.
It's gonna come back to bite you.
Any place,
And that dog hurt.
any place in your life.
Look, that's why we have the lemon clause for cars, right?
Yeah.
You know, you gotta kick the tires and do that sort of thing.
Can we get a lemon clause for relationships? Can we?
Woo, come on. God give us
Hey, as long as you're not married, give it back. Well, relationships you can just end. It's just the marriages.
And you know what? If you choose to embellish and brag,
you better live up to it.
Know that the real
it's gonna come
will
out.
be revealed. And so if you want to have to then answer to all the stuff that you said,
right,
and all the stuff that you bragged about, and then the absence thereof.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it's best to just not do that.
Don't do
because then there's no high expectations of you. Real talk.
Just
I
saying.
told him when we were dating, we sat down again. I told him, right before we were about to commit to each other, I said, look, listen, I'm broke.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm broke. I made it very clear I'm broke. But she saw the potential in me.
You were young though, but Rick, you were young. You're in your early 20s, right?
I was mid-20s. I was when I met her 24. We got married at 26.
Okay,
so
yeah. Now he coming in his 50s talking about.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. I'm
talking about he gonna drop it on you. No, not. Yeah.
No, brother.
I'm just sitting. No.
So we wanted to make sure we made that disclaimer.
Disclaimer. You call it what you want. That's all.
Dude,
these church folk out here, pretty much, and whoever they are, they having sex too, with or without a ring. Yeah.
You hear him? He getting on y'all. He getting you.
That's the whole point of this show. To keep it 100.
Okay.
And not keep it pretty much churchy.
It's very few of us over here. We're just trying to hang in there.
Yes.
A lot of prayer, a whole lot of prayer, and laying on hands until God says.
No, you're a unicorn, Mrs. Z. I get you.
No, that's another whole topic for another show. But it shouldn't. I should not be by myself when it comes to celibacy.
Should not be
a whole lot of us, and I'm not saying you may not slip here and there, but I don't even but it should not be where. Yeah. So men too. So we're gonna have the celibate show, and all the celibate people come on and talk.
What? We have the celibate show.
So what are you trying to get rid of our audience already?
So you're gonna be on by yourself? You're gonna be on there by yourself? I'm trying to figure that out. Sound like a solo show. You breaking off from us?
It's a bunch of people. They may be under 15, but hey.
She finna David Ruffin us.
Hey, when Janine's husband was in Romper Room, she just waited.
Okay,
that makes it sound so not legal.
Those were your words. That was you said recess. You said he was in recess,
not Romper Room.
Past the gate. You were hanging on the gate like this. Hey.
Listening audience, we are not out of word, obviously, but we are out of time.
Yes, sir, we are.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, guys, this has been so good. So good. So guys, I don't even know what to say. I guess I drink some
keep the letters coming. Keep the letters coming.
Keep on letters. Keep sending. And guys, please subscribe. We have our handles here. Please subscribe, and share. You can send these letters in to betterfliesentertainment@gmail.com. Yes. Betterflies, BETTERFLIES, and I'll have it on the screen for you guys at gmail.com. Send the letters in. If you don't want to put your name, it's fine. We would love if you had your, your gender, or maybe your age, and we would love to answer your letter here on the show. Okay, guys.
Please, listen, all eligible bachelors, please send in your letter, your pretty much your inquiries. So Ms. Zondra, somebody.
I love it.
They're trying to pawn me off. You're just trying to pawn me off.
I'm trying to get you a new last name. That's what I'm trying to do.
Anyway, guys, it's been good. I love you. Until next time, Ship Squad.
Hey, later, guys.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.